I'm Solomon and I'm going to explain about database lab experiment. In this experiment, we have to do 6 questions. First is to display a digital clock. Second is to change the background color every 30 seconds. And then if to change the size of the font when I move it over text. And then the fourth one is to place the image of the car, and when I press the start button it should move to the right side, and when I press the stop button it should come back to its initial position. And the fifth one is to create an array of the objects in which each student has his properties, a name, age, a year of birth and register number. And then I have to show with the if else statement to calculate the students whose birthday is before 2000, after 2000. I've done the same thing but with different. I've just made a book by A by author A, book B by author B, book C by author C, D by author D, E by author E, and I've given each a different year of release, so that I can show here. It's a book E before 1980s. It shows book B and book E, and before after 1980s it's book A, C, and D. I'll show it later on. So let's go for the first experiment. Here is um, first question. Using JavaScript, I have to display uh, a digital clock. That's the time is right now. And here is a navigation bar. I given quest 1, quest 2, quest 3, 4, 5. There's the 5 questions that I had to solve. And then I'm given the class container, and h1 I made a header tag digital clock. And the span ID time style on 50 pixels. And then I made JavaScript as I made a declared a function, made a function display, and then variable d with the document dot get element by id time. There's a span id is time here, and inner html d dot get hours, and then d dot get minutes, d dot get seconds. So, and I've set interval display as every 1 second it should change. So here display every 1 second the function will be called again and again. And the second question here is to change the background color randomly, so it's dynamic background. So for that I use red, blue, green. That's the 3 basic colors, and I use the functions uh, set background color here in the script JavaScript, and then variable red equals to math flow math random 255, math flow math random 255. That is for every it multiplies by 255, and then variable color RGB, that is red, green, and blue. So, and here I have made document.get element by tag name body 0.style background color plus color. That is a variable color here. It will display everything together. So, and set interval, set background for 300. So, and the next question is to change the size when I hover over it, and then the function here is increase size and decrease size. As I've just given a text here as move cursor over me to zoom in. So document with element by id para1. So here the id is para1, so I'm using para1 to identify each of them. And then style dot font size equals to 50px, increase size. And when I move my mouse, remove my mouse from the text, which it goes to original. That is a variable original as font size. It goes back to the original size. And the fourth one is to move the image of a car from to the right side. So I use make a function in script move right. Before that I declare image as null. We declare a variable image object null, and then animate image object goes to my image, and I've given the image here, and then position relative and style as 0 pixels at the initial. And then after that the function move right, the image moves right by 10 pixels each time, and animate set timeout move right at 200, and function stop clear timeout animate, and then image object style left is goes back to 0 pixels as the initial position. And the fifth one here is to as I said, I've made it for authors. I've given book A title, author A, year is 2007, title book B, author B 1940, C 81, D 1990, E 1910. So I have I'm differentiating them by before 1980s and after 1980s. So after 1980s I'll have 3 books: 2007, 81, and 1990. Before 1980s I have 1910 and 1940. So these two will be shown, and here I'm displaying them. Using the while while books, while I equals 0, I just you use it to just show it, and then using while I is less than I books dot length. If the year is less than 1980, I get the count and I display it there, and then else I just display the I plus plus. I increment it. Okay, the length here is books dot length. That's the number of books. The books. Since there are, it's an array, is a books dot length 5. So it increments one by one each time. And so here's pages, and then the first page is digital clock. Every 1 second it goes, it changes up. Dynamic background changes. Suppose change every 30 seconds, but the time is too low, so I just give it that, and then move cursor over me, and it zooms in, zooms out, zooms out. And there is car start, stop. It goes back to the initial position. And the last one is, as I said, before 1980s, book B, book E, book after 1980s, book A, C, and D. That's all. Thank you.